sticking out your Huh?
What is this? You're the dissenter in this one now? Ryan Coogler wants to believe Michael B. Jordan fights a chicken jockey and Ryan Gosling breaks the Star Wars mold.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Howdy, classmates. Welcome to Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Rootin' Tootin' Tyler.
I'm Joseph.
I'm just plain Pete.
We have a great show for you today. I think you all will like.
Dear God. This is offensive to Bruce, you know?
Is it?
Bruce. He's not from the South.
He lives in the South.
Yeah, he does. Well, regardless, welcome everyone on. Because we're in the spaghetti western April genre.
Should be
whatever.
Italian.
Yeah.
You're speaking.
Oh, ew. Yeah,
How is that any worse?
I hope I don't get canceled for that. But anyways, welcome everyone on YouTube Live and otherwise. And of course, the OG audio only classmates in podcast land.
Yeah.
It's great to be back. It's great to be here. We're in literally the perfect weather for this time of year. And
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Nothing else. There's nothing else going on with us. Just weather.
not really, no. I mean, like, I mean, is
Have
there,
a hook boy. This is your episode. Hook him in.
If you're watching, he's got a bandana on, so that's
Tyler's
that's
got a
something
bandana
new.
Oh yeah, like, you know what? Let's not put attention to that. That
You're
doesn't-
the one that wore the bandana.
It doesn't matter.
With no warning.
It doesn't matter. With no warning.
No,
I
he
don't
didn't
want-
even. I was not prepared.
It would have been great if you would have sent a text ahead of time. Just a heads up, guys. I'm wearing a bandana today.
Yeah, just yeah. I'm changing up the look.
I used to wear a bandana actually in high school
Yeah.
when I had long hair.
How'd you wear it? Like this?
Yeah, like
a
that.
headband?
Similar.
Yeah.
Like a Rambo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Did you call it a Rambo? Is that a karate?
I didn't know you were.
kid?
I didn't know you were a Crip.
Well, no,
that's
I'm
new.
not affiliated. I'm not affiliated with that gang. But I went to.
Fooled me.
I went to a liquor store after work one day, and they had these blue bandanas, like, you know, displayed. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think I'm gonna get one. I don't even know why.
It's
I
time to
just-
start being myself.
Did you deliberate on what color?
Was there multiple colors?
Well, so they had red
It was
and
a scrap only
They had
shop.
they had red and they had blue, and then blue
Blood
is
or Crip?
my favorite.
Choose your faction.
Blue is my favorite color, so I was like, well, of
You have a
course.
favorite color? That's weird. Aren't you like
That's
32?
weird.
Almost 32?
I'm almost 33, you son of a bitch.
No, you're,
In less than a week.
yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, less than a week.
yeah.
Joseph, do you have a favorite color?
Ooh.
I stopped thinking about it.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you stop thinking about a favorite color?
I have larger things to worry about. I have the weight of the world on my shoulders now.
That you
I
do.
suppose like of the green genre.
Green genre. Okay, so
More like
okay, so
chartreuse or moss.
Forest green?
Closer to moss,
Yeah.
I guess, like a darker green.
olive.
I like a good burnt sienna, or like a terracotta, like a bright
It's like an
terracotta.
orange, right?
Yeah, like an orangish.
Like
an
a
earth
desert
tone.
orange.
Well,
But
see, there you
I
go.
couldn't
Look at you guys waxing on about favorite
Yeah,
colors.
no.
I'd say they were my favorite.
I said
I like them.
I could not confidently tell you if I had a favorite color though. I have a color that complements my wardrobe. I have a favorite color of car sometimes, depending on the car.
True. Yeah.
But if I were to choose a bandana, it would be for my gang affiliation. Pop a scrap in the lip, let the true color drip, Tyler.
Well,
you and I are enemies now. I'm a blood.
Jeez.
My
I have blood.
Yeah, I'm a half blood prince.
Well, Pete, well, I mean, that cough just said it enough. You were infirmed. You're feeling well now.
I'm 100 times better than I was 2 days ago. I'm
That's
still
great.
not feeling great.
I'm sorry that you're still not feeling.
No, it's
great,
good. I apologized for right off the jump to the classmates because I already have the sniffles and the throat clears during allergy season anyways.
The sniffles.
Yeah,
It's gonna be worse today.
I know.
I'm gonna be hot on that mute button throughout the.
On the-
I don't think
Hot on
anybody
the-
caught what you just said.
I'm be hot on the mute
There you
button.
go.
Well, it's great to have you back in semi-full health.
Thank you.
Seemingly.
Joseph, do you even suffer from like any allergies or anything like that, or are you just like immune to the pollen? And
No,
It's like Steve Rogers after.
I'm certainly not immune. Feel like it's gotten like I get more sneezy just because there's shit flying around in the air.
yeah,
Literal shit.
Yeah,
Literally.
actual the tree cum,
yeah.
and just like getting into my nasal cavity. I have been a little bit more sneezy this week.
I know, right?
You know, it's like you kind of feel like
Yeah.
like your nose is a little runny or eyes are a little itchy.
Well, I mean, there's some sort of bug going around, so everyone's like, I don't know if it's allergies or if it's this cold going around.
It's kind of hard if you do have allergies because like
Always you have to default to the allergies because like even after this bug completely clears out, I'm still gonna be riddled with allergies.
Yeah.
but at least you won't be a contagious person.
Correct. I'll just be a disgusting mess.
Can you tell the difference when you're sick or versus allergy sick?
Yeah, it's just
Body
compounds.
pains.
No, I didn't have any body pain. It was like it felt like my head was gonna pop like a balloon.
That's a body pain.
That's not no. That's
You're-
my
you're-
head pain.
That's part of your body.
Yeah, but if you stub your toe, you don't say, "Oh, my body hurts."
You don't?
No, you don't.
My whole body hurts after I stub my toe.
That's a normal human reaction. But most people also wash their entire hands, not just their pinkies. So we won't get into that though.
Yeah, well,
My PB finger.
yeah, well, speaking of PBs and pinkies, let's get into some gab and chatter.
Find some charity in you, lad. Now's the time for gab and chatter.
Okay, movie news, movie discussions, what have you regarding films. We're going to talk about it here right now.
Here we go.
What do you have for us this week?
3, 2, 1, go.
And you start talking now. So Ryan Coogler is super hot right now. His movie Sinners just released over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Sinners is so hot.
the highest reviewed movie in the last decade, apparently.
Really?
Like premiere, like apparently it's got like a 96% critics, 97% audience, or something like that.
Currently 98% tomato meter, which is the
Jesus.
critics.
Yeah.
96% popcorn meter from the audience.
Wow.
And it was saying 100% as of like after like 150 reviews. Now it's at 2,500 reviews, 96%, 228 critics at 98%.
So it is hot. He's a hot topic right now.
So it's on the on the fence whether it's going to be good or not.
So yeah, it seems decent based on that.
Yeah.
And Ryan Coogler has directed Fruitvale Station, Black Panther,
I forgot he did Fruitvale.
Black
That was good.
Panther the sequel. That's what it's called.
Black Panther Awakening, Black Panther Rebirth.
And now this Sinners. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with his filmography, but if that's it, then that's it. So after this, he is apparently
Creed.
Oh yes, Creed. Immediately, he is going into a reboot of the '90s TV show X-Files.
Show or movie?
It's going to be a show.
No way.
It's going to be a show.
Yes! It's happening!
Yes. 2 years ago, this is reported from the AV Club. 2 years ago, X-Files creator Chris Carter dropped a surprising bit of news on fans. He'd recently spoken to a young man who was planning to reboot the series, said sprightly whippersnapper being filmmaker Ryan Coogler. And he is already 4 movies deep into a remarkable run of critically and commercially successful filmmaking. Further details about this reboot, beyond Carter stating that it would have a diverse cast, have been basically nil since. But Coogler has now confirmed that, yeah, he's making a new X-Files and he's working on it, in quotes, immediately next.
Cool.
So per Variety, Coogler brought up the reboot during an appearance on another a horror podcast, Last Podcast on the Left, while talking about Sinners. And his words are, "I'm working on X-Files, bro."
What an honor.
I've been excited for that for a long time, and I'm fired up to get back to it. Some of those episodes, if we do our jobs right, will be really fucking scary.
Some of those episodes. Oh, that's so exciting. Tyler, what's your favorite episode? Don't say home of X-Files.
Oh no, it's not home.
Okay.
It's the pilot episode. The first episode is my favorite
Really?
X-Files. When I first watched the X-Files, and I saw that first episode, I fell in love immediately. I was like, this is, I mean, you know, the tragedy of me being in existence right now is that I wasn't lucid to watch the X-Files as it was coming out. But
Yeah, you're pretty young.
But I'm privileged to be able to watch the X-Files and all of the other older shows that I enjoy. I'm cautiously optimistic about this new story because with the other reboot of the X-Files that happened,
It was just a movie, though.
no, they had like a short run of a
They did.
Really?
reboot
Yeah.
show,
I don't know.
and it wasn't that,
remember
it just wasn't that great. I think Chris Carter has he has a problem with this show because
That he made.
yeah, I mean, because he just doesn't get his own idea. Like, he gets ahead of himself and he doesn't.
That kind of sounds very elitist of you. I understand this guy's property better than he does.
You know what?
He just doesn't get it. Okay?
It might. Okay, so yeah, I will
I kind of
say
feel that way about current Ridley Scott.
Really, Scott?
It's like you can see where they were thinking of, like, why this would be a good idea, and then they kind of fumble it in a way. But again, I'm not in the industry, so I don't know the inner workings of it. So, like, I'm not gonna say, like, hey, Chris Carter, you really should have done this. He would have been like, well, fuck you. Like,
Well, you are saying it. He's just not here to respond.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Actually, on the other line, we have Chris Carter.
the
The Chris Carter.
Yes.
I mean, Joseph, have you watched the X-Files, like, in its entirety? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, I watched it growing up because my parents watched it, and I mean, it was always.
Was it like a Sunday night event? Or
like-
wait, no, wait. I think
Guys, like,
I didn't know
2
what
years old when it came out.
I didn't know what day it was. It was just on at nighttime.
It started in '93. Weren't you guys 2 years old?
It started. I got older though.
Yeah.
So you watched the last few seasons.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it was on reruns. They would
Yeah,
play multiple.
yeah.
Like it's not like there was just one run of the show.
Okay, so your parents were a fan of it, and then you just watched
And
it.
I watched it, and then I have more of a memory watching the first movie.
Yeah,
which
because
was very spooky as a kid to watch, of like the hole, the kid getting stuck in the hole,
Yeah.
and then is it Scully who gets taken,
Yes.
and like she gets put in a pod,
Yeah.
and there's like this whole bees like
Yeah,
station thing. I don't know.
bees.
I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just remember the visuals mainly. But I mean, I have a vague memory of a lot of the visuals from X-Files. Me and Deanna tried to rewatch it years ago. With the one episode I remember, it was like there was like a Neanderthal. There was like a Neanderthal episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not always aliens.
No.
It's always just like
It's like cryptids,
It's just unexplained.
ghosts.
yeah. And most of the episodes is just Scully going, "Aliens, Mulder, really?" That's pretty much the gist of like all the episodes. Like like Twilight Zone is like like I'm the same, but everybody's different. That's like all the Twilight Zone episodes.
There's a great Twitter post that said, Scully, victim died of multiple stab wounds. Mulder throwing a file at her. Ever heard of the knife alien, Scully?
But speaking of Scully, Coogler was put on the spot with a question about whether Gillian Anderson would be involved. And she's been pretty vocal about having reached the end of the road with at least Chris Carter's version of the show, having been fairly annoyed by its treatment of Dana Scully in its revival season. Coogler admitted that, yeah, they've spoken. She's incredible and fingers crossed, which reads to us as, hey, maybe a cameo, but one can live in hope. Coogler is still rolling in a pretty hefty blank check period, and the X-Files divorced from its serialized elements is pretty much an evergreen concept.
Whoa, blank check.
So
yeah, he's hot right now.
He could kind of do like anything with it.
He's like Eggers right now. Eggers is just Neon's throwing money at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what that would look like. I mean, Jordan Peele tried to do a Twilight Zone reboot, and I don't think that did very well.
It was okay.
But
It wasn't only like a streaming exclusive sort of deal too. Like what was it?
It's hard when you take beloved properties and reboot them. Like Jonah Ray rebooted the MST3K series.
Yeah.
And it's like the passionate fans of the original either are just happy to get more or they hate it because the original crew's not, completely involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Patton Oswalt's there, which always divides the room.
Yeah. I mean, I love the new reboots of the MST3K. Speaking of,
I think they're great.
Yeah, they're really fun. I mean, not every episode of the original is a banger. And obviously the humor for the younger generation is pretty dated.
Yeah. I mean that kind of like
less topical.
Either way, Coogler, I'm in. So
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
too.
excited for that.
Yeah, and I'm sad that there's no 70 mil screening nearby.
Yeah.
I think San Francisco is the closest one.
I will be talking about that in just a second.
All right. Well,
But yeah, Coogler X-Files reboot. Woo-hoo. No release date or anything, but that's imminent.
I mean, he's got some.
It's got the juice. Ooh, I like that. What's that from?
Yeah, you know what it's from. It's the end of a jingle. Oh.
It's
is that the O'Reilly's
Yeah,
one?
it's the O'Reilly's.
Wow, just that one bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Great.
All right, that's all I have.
Great stuff. Pete, what do you have for us this week?
Cough.
Excuse me. I got a cough. Yeah, people who are just joining us, I'm dying, but I'm here. So
He's alive.
Speaking of, I'm praying to a God I don't believe in, still alive, but I'm barely breathing, as they say in that great song. Tyler didn't ask me, but the X-Files ruined my childhood, and I loved it.
I already knew that. Yeah, I already knew that. I did not know Joseph watched.
Ruined my childhood.
How did it ruin your childhood?
He's scared.
Many sleepless nights worrying that a gray alien was going to abduct me.
I was more scared of the introduction to the 48 Hours mystery show. That's 60 minutes.
Okay. Every time my clock's on, I'm like, ah!
Oh, jeez.
It's all time-based. Time-based shows.
I liked the freak show one. That was my favorite. The circus one. Turned out it was the guy with the. He had the Siamese twin.
Yeah, he had the
that
thing
would jump off him and go suck someone to death.
Yeah. Well, Siamese
I wish
twin
someone
is
would suck
not
me
the
to death.
correct nomenclature for that.
Siamese twin.
No, that's
That's the scientific fact. It wasn't even a conjoined twin. It was like a leech creature.
Yeah, it was. So say that.
Okay, leech creature. More. That's
You're
more.
gonna get us canceled.
That's more sensitive to him. That freak. Also, Scully ate a real cockroach in that one, or cricket.
Yeah.
Cricket, not cockroach.
Yeah, she ate a bug.
Okay, so speaking of Coogler, basically at the box office right now, we have a battle for people who appreciate cinema and children. Ryan Coogler's Sinners is...
Oh, man, that 15-year-old's pretty hot.
Yeah, exactly. A Minecraft movie is taking the world by storm. The largest opening weekend box office for any video game movie of all time. And I think the interesting thing about this is more of just an opinion and conversation than a news story.
Yeah.
But the thing to think about is people want to make like new classic reboots of classic properties and stuff like that. Take what's popular now and do something interesting with it, and it's almost a guaranteed success to print money. Mario is still relevant today. They're still making Mario games. Kids are still playing Mario all the fucking time.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old nephew, who's 11 now, he still loves Mario. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, you know, all the people who grew up playing NES and beyond still have a soft spot for Mario if that's their jam. So Super Mario Brothers movie, no, it's not a surprise that it made
Make $1 billion.
over $1 billion, $1.4 billion. Insanity for a completely mediocre movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's visually appealing and it's cute and it's fun and stuff like that, but it's a mid movie that appeals to a very broad audience and appeals to a young generation that still is obsessed with this iconic character.
They're really just trying to shove Jack Black into as many franchises as possible.
Jack Black and Chris Pratt. Just merge them into Jack Pratt Black.
Hey, they sell.
Jack Pratt.
Yeah.
Chris
They
Black.
sell.
So, and then they did Five Nights at Freddy's, which wasn't like a huge box office, but kids are, for whatever reason, kids are still into that. That it was like a meme.
Yeah.
Like
Where's the Among Us movie?
Exactly. They would have.
It's coming.
But no, Among Us came in. It was a flash in the pan. It came and went too fast.
Yeah.
But Minecraft remains.
What?
Flash in the pan. Yeah.
It came too fast.
Yeah, there you go. But the Minecraft game is the highest selling game of all time. 300 million copies plus. It's been sold, and
Damn.
it's unbelievable how
The population of the U.S.
360 million.
Oh, we're close.
Yeah.
Oh, you had that right
Almost.
off the cuff.
Oh yeah, it's right around there. It's changed over the years. It might be close to 375.
One for every household.
Let me check my math.
One for no, don't do it. Just keep going.
Oh, hold on.
We don't give a shit about the
United States. This is more interesting than the 340. I was way off.
Oh, okay.
So the Minecraft game itself is a world phenomenon. So they made the movie and it fucking took off.
Yeah.
And it's not the largest opening weekend for any animated movie, but it did beat the opening weekend for Inside Out 2 recently, which went on to become
Like a huge
the number 2 animated movie highest grossing of all time, right behind Ninja 2 for that Chinese
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's right.
So
It's insane.
the trend is crazy, but then you have the problem with that though is we've become a culture of memes. And I'm guilty. I'm wearing a Mudang shirt right now. Mudang.
That's a meme?
Mudang is more or less has become like a social media icon in the memosphere.
An influencer.
An influencer, if you will, a hippo-fluencer, if you will. It's a Thai-based pygmy hippo that was born sometime in 2024, early 2024, and took the world by storm for how cute she was.
Oh.
I think it's a she. I don't know. It means.
Are you misgendering this hippo?
It means bouncy. It means bouncy rubber. The name Mudang. Yeah. And the meme culture has basically permeated our entire society now, and the young kids have always liked these trends where they can do stupid things in public and get away with it forever. When I was a kid, we would copy Jackass.
Yes.
Someone would have a camera in our friend group. It was me. I had a Canon mini DV camera, and I was able. We'd have it always on me, and we would go push each other in shopping carts, smash into bushes in the middle of, parking lots at CVS or whatever.
Did the same thing.
We would,
Back in my day.
yeah. What would you guys? What did you guys do that was kind of the trend and stupid in public?
Well, so my
trend.
well, so
I didn't go outside.
my childhood friends, one of the guys had one of those really old, like big, like VHS cameras.
Yeah.
And so we would go film, we'd film each other. It was more like CKY than Jackass because we'd film each
Same
other
thing.
like skating and stuff like that. But we would also there's, oh man, I fractured my finger skateboarding into a rose bush, but there was like a post, like one
I
of
don't want
those
to talk
wooden
about war
posts.
injuries. I'm just saying, what was the thing that you did? Just a quick question.
Okay, yeah, just skateboarding, and then just hitting each other. We put dish soap in that big fountain in Folsom.
Yeah, that was the thing. Dish soap. We would do we dish soap our friends' cars and stuff like that. But that's more like pranks you're playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was in the same influence.
What I feel like it's evolved into is remember when the Minions movie came out, Rise of Gru, and large throngs of children would go in suits and go see the movie together. It was 20 years and younger boys
Really?
would go. They'd all dress in black suits, and they would
Oh,
go
yeah,
into a
yeah.
business meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'd all 50 of them would go see the movie at the same time. And they
I've
would.
never heard of that before. But
We covered it on the show. And,
we did?
Yeah, this was probably 3 years ago or so.
I don't remember that.
And they would run amok in the theater. They would be disruptive and whatever because they're just there with 40 of their friends and having a good time. And they're like,
They have 40 friends.
We're going to steal the moon. Yeah, they're probably like a basketball team or something in high school,
Yeah.
So now the trend is for this particular meme at this moment in time with the Minecraft movie is the chicken jockey and screaming at the top of your lungs anytime a reference from the game pops up in the movie. And I've seen reports of police being called to theaters because kids are getting so rowdy, people literally doing backflips in the crowd, people videotaping of the reactions. And when the chicken jockey scene pops up and Jack Black says chicken jockey, literal a fog of popcorn thrown in the air, a haze of popcorn, and the aftermath of these theaters is insane.
I mean, it's kind of like if you have ever seen The Room in a theater.
Similar, except for spoons are easier to clean up than popcorn.
True.
So you've seen this, Joseph?
I've seen the clips. I've seen the obnoxiousness. I feel terrible for those employees.
I know. Go to the three.
It's a they're buying tickets to go to these theaters, which is a good thing.
They're buying popcorn.
That's a good thing. They're buying concessions
yeah,
and everything,
they're concessions.
supporting the theater. But then you get these. But then they do this.
I know it's a double-edged sword. So they've gone so far now to add in pre-screens at the beginning. That's like a still image that says, "We understand you're excited. Please no shouting at the chicken or no throwing popcorn at chicken jockeys."
It's more that. It's more just making the mess is the biggest issue.
And part of it is annoying the audience for the rest of the theater goers, but it's part of it. I have two minds about that. You're excited to see a movie. You're excited, whatever. The people are there. Let them be happy. You're going an opening weekend or the weekend after. You're expecting there's going to be some activity. My screening of The Substance was exciting because there was almost a packed house, and I was looking at strangers like, "Can you fucking believe this?" That's Demi Moore. And it was exciting because we were laughing and jeering together a little bit and cringing in our seats. But, there's a line, and I think the line is destroying the theater to the point where it takes an hour to turn over a theater because it's so destroyed by food and popcorn.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. There's certain theaters are editing out the chicken jockey scene specifically to avoid it.
So funny.
And then Jack Black showed up to a screening in LA that was exclusively for some kids that got some promotion or something like that. They won a thing through their school, I think, and got to go see the movie together as a class.
I thought it was just children with cancer.
No. They were just read a bunch of books or something. I don't know. So he showed up in the flame shorts and tie-dye shirt he's been wearing everywhere in public and is like, "What up, guys?" Came in "I'm Steve. Chill with the fucking popcorn, you assholes," or whatever, before the
To children.
to children, yeah.
Wow.
And basically we just told them, hey, be polite, that
Chill.
sort of thing. And it made their day, but it's
It took the star of the movie.
every instance of this movie being talked about now is how insane. And I have friends on Letterboxd and Facebook that gave reviews before it became a meme that were my theater was absolute insanity in the best way. Kids were jumping up and down and high-fiving each other's in the screen.
Going up and down the hall.
They're literally high-fiving each other's and having a moment with each other. And they're "I didn't like the movie, but I had the best time at the theater." And it's that's a wholesome moment. I have a friend who's he's got a very unique movie taste. He's recommended some movies that I watched that were just not my speed at all, just totally interesting and weird. And he gave it 3 stars,
Really?
which I thought was very surprising for him. And he said he went to go see the movie with his young son, and they can bond over certain things, but not over a lot of things. And he's in that moment, we bonded over his love of this movie, and I've seen him play the game, and I saw some references from the game, and it was a great experience. And him and all the other kids in the theater were losing their fucking mind. And then that wholesomeness gets bastardized into a fucking meme, and it's
Yeah.
It's like the kids who, the teenagers who ruin Halloween. They just
Yes.
they They go around. They're not dressed up, just asking for candy.
Yeah.
It's like it's probably more that crowd than the actual like little kids who are
agree.
to
to go to this movie, who are jumping up and down and stuff, and not and going with their parents. And then those are the ones that are like having to deal with these high schoolers, most likely, who are there for the meme, like they were there for the Minions meme.
It's exactly, and it's like this cycle. It starts out as this wholesome thing happens, and it makes like not news stories, but it makes kind of like internet trend, and you're like, wow, this movie is people losing their minds for this movie. And then some assholes get a hold of that and turn it into a meme, and they're like, we can make be TikTok famous for this. We're gonna crank it up even higher, and then it's like a snake eating its tail.
Yeah, it's just cascades into the chaos.
When we were kids, and even before we were kids, everybody knew that Marilyn Manson took 2 ribs out to suck his own dick.
Yes,
Everybody knew that Hugh Grant put a gerbil up his ass.
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere, yeah. Everybody knew that Lil' Kim had to have her stomach pumped because she had so much cum in it after, a concert or something like that. We all knew these things to be true, even though none of them were true. Before the internet, were people mailing each other from across the fucking country to tell us these stories?
This shit spread.
It spread like wildfire, and that was before the internet. So instead of it taking months now for it to happen, it's within hours,
Weeks.
within days. The trend picks up by the next weekend, second opening weekend, the chaos is already there.
Yeah.
So if you don't get to see it on that first magical weekend before it's corrupted by internet culture, maybe you're going to get stuck in the memosphere instead of the wholesomeness of it. So
That's interesting. Like, I mean, have we ever had an experience like that when growing up with a movie? Like, I can't think
The Matrix, but it never got corrupted though. It was just the first weekend I saw it, opening weekend. It blew my fucking mind.
No, I just mean like the whole like the destroying of a movie theater, like antics in a theater. Like I don't think I've ever
Nothing that specific, but I remember people ruining the ending of Harry Potter when Dumbledore dies. They would drive by the lines. I'm sorry, Justin. Sorry to break it to you.
it's not
Yeah, he's dead in real life too.
in real life, yeah.
But yeah, like ruining that or ruining Phantom Menace or whatever.
Yeah.
People are waiting in line, and then someone says, "Oh yeah," or was it the Star Wars the sequels when Yoda dies or not Yoda dies, Han Solo dies.
Yeah.
And so they drive by the people waiting in line outside the theater, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Han Solo dies." Don't say that. You don't say that. You can't say that.
Well, there's a famous story.
It's illegal.
There's a famous story of Bill Hader getting fired from his movie theater position because he told a group of teenage girls that Jack, what the hell is his last name?
Jack Sparrow?
No, not Jack Sparrow. In Titanic, Jack dies at the end.
Yeah.
And he got fired for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's a good
Last name dies at the end.
Yeah. Jack dies at the end. So anyways, those are the two kind of prevailing crowds, is the people who want to see this fantastic movie, Sinners. And I had this whole bit I was going to talk about. I got on a tangent about the memes, but
how was the 70 mil?
the whole point was that Ryan Coogler, he did a promo for Kodak, and basically promoting his movie.
Yeah.
And he talked specifically about how the different formats used in filming in the movie used to reflect different shifts in time. So he used 16 millimeter for the past elements in the movie, digital for the present, and IMAX for the spiritual aspects.
Okay.
So very intentional, very specific. And he spends a whole segment of basically this promo just talking about he's got the different films in his hand, and he's talking about it and showing the different like scales and ratios of
really
what
cool.
each film. And it's like that's such a cool thing to show to people.
Yeah.
When you're going to see a movie and going, you don't even know the level of intentionality behind these sort of things. And I just respect Coogler for it, and it gives you a different set of appreciation. Like even us who might spend a little bit more time being connected with the sort of news of the movie world or whatever, maybe it might appreciate it on a different level because you kind of feel like you have to.
Yeah.
But for a casual viewer to see something like this and go, wow, I had no idea. I didn't know that what IMAX was. I didn't know it was a type of film or whatever.
Right.
Even though it's not truly. Anyways.
If you ever hear him talk, I mean, more recently especially, because he's been going around doing a lot of press and interviews and stuff. If you ever hear him talk, he's got a really thick California accent. Like,
What's a California accent?
listen to him speak, and he's got that West Coast. I mean, if California had an accent, I guess that would be the closest thing that you would imagine.
Okay.
But like,
a lot of films that are close to my heart, and it's making a big comeback. You know, like this past film year, Nora was shot on film. Films like The Brutalist was shot on film. You got some filmmakers that always use the format. So Sinners.
Okay, I see
but
it.
when you hear him talk about that, like the filmmaking or just filmmaking in general, it's like you can feel the passion that he has
Yes.
for it.
That's what I'm trying to get across.
And that's what makes watching his films, like as a person who's into film, more enjoyable.
It's a respect level that
Yeah.
you just added just a little bit more, because it's easy to dismiss somebody like Coogler to say, oh, the guy that did Black Panther, cool, he did 2 MCU movies, those are his claim to fame. It's like, no, there's much more than that.
His Fruitvale Station was like Oscar nominated.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
That was like his first movie.
I remember watching that thinking this is going to be a slog, and it was fucking great. And it's a semi-local movie too, you know,
Oakland.
It happened in Oakland and Sunnyvale or something. Was it Oakland or Berkeley? Emeryville?
Bay
Somewhere
Area.
around there. It was the
Yeah.
Bay Area. So
At a BART station.
anyways, those are the things that are bringing money in right now is Sinners. My entire letterbox, start tip to tail, all Sinners reviews, all the people talking, glowing about it. Oh, I'm rewatching it, third time rewatching it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Minecraft. And those are the people who are not on Letterboxd. Those are the kids who are on Minecraft.
Wonderful.
But
Future Letterbox users.
yeah, exactly. Couple comments in the chat. Heather says Bouncy Pork is Moodang's name.
That's what it translates to.
And she's a she, yes. She says, I don't know why I remember that, but it probably displaced my CPR training.
Oh no.
Angry Otter says, can't be as bad as cleaning up rice after a Rocky Horror Show. Absolutely. And then Heather also says, there's a planned one-offs, plus every one of those is more expensive event tickets than I've been to. That's the Rocky Horror thing. And it's like, it's true. If you're going to have a showing where you're expecting that,
Like the room screenings.
yeah, you're going to have an hour and a half turnaround time between screenings, if not a full
And everyone
day.
goes in there. Employees, like they know.
They pay more.
They know what's up.
They pay more to get in because there's going to be more costs involved. And then she also says, a Halloween in my house, if you're walking, you're eating. Candy for everyone. It's the mischief moron teens at Halloween that are the problem. Same as these movies. Yelling, fine. Trash, no. I think that's a pretty clear line in the sand. I don't honestly mind giving teenagers candy when they come to my door.
I always get so pissed off when I'm leaving a theater, like after movie's over, and there's like a whole like half tub of popcorn that's just fallen over and just
Yes.
left on the ground.
That's annoying.
It's like
There's
so.
a trash right on that way out. You have to walk past it.
It's like the cart narc of movie theaters. It's
Oh yeah, we should do that. We should do that.
yeah.
Just get night vision goggles and wait until the edit credits roll. Excuse me, sir, you left your popcorn in there.
Kind of like the Nathan Fielder
Do you
episode,
work here?
the movie theater where he's policing sharing popcorn, and he goes in the middle of a movie and he's got
don't
like a
get to
he's
that
got he's got a lantern and a headlamp, and he's like, I saw you sharing popcorn.
Lantern, like an old style lantern.
Yeah, he's got like a lantern. He's like, you're not supposed to be sharing popcorn. You're sharing popcorn.
I haven't seen that one. That's great.
That's funny as hell.
Anyways, that's all I got. Tyler, what do you got?
All right. Well, let's move on to my new story. Ryan Gosling's. This comes from slashfilm.com, and I kind of found this title a little condescending to the Star Wars franchise. But so it says Ryan Gosling's Star Wars movie is finally taking the franchise somewhere new. And I just think
You don't agree with that?
no.
They tried to do it with Last Jedi, and everyone got pissed.
Yeah. Finally taking it somewhere new. Yeah, they already tried to take Star Wars somewhere new in multiple iterations of Star Wars stories, and I thought it was a funny, condescending title. The reason why I'm excited about this new story, though, is that Ryan Gosling is finally going to be. So maybe that's what they're saying about taking Star Wars in a new direction. Is they're going to have Ryan Gosling be a participant in the Star Wars franchise.
Who cares? Who cares that Ryan Gosling's in Star Wars?
I do, because I love Ryan Gosling and I love Star Wars. It's been more than 5 years since we had a Star Wars movie. couldn't believe that sentence when I wrote it. I haven't wrote it.
You wrote this?
No, wrote it. Read it.
You wrote it on Reddit.
No, I did not write it on Reddit.
Okay.
But it's crazy that it has been 5 years since we've had a Star Wars movie in theaters.
Honestly, my head is spinning right now
I'm
for other reasons, but still.
Oh, okay. You sure about that? Which is pretty surprising, given that Disney once promised an entry annually from the legendary franchise, which I kind of vaguely remember that once the new Star Wars movies came out, the sequel trilogy, that they were going to put a new Star Wars movie out every year.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of stopped doing that. So like,
Oversaturation is a real problem.
Did they actually do that at one point?
Well, it was
kind of
between a series and a movie. It was.
Well, it was like
yeah, it was like series, movie,
Rogue One and Solo.
Yeah.
Like those were the in between movies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love Solo, by the way. I think that is a severely underrated Star Wars movie, and probably one of the best Star Wars movies that has come out in the more recent times.
I'd like it if I
franchise.
could see what was going on in it.
Yeah, the first half was pretty rough for sure. Anyways, so there's no release date, but the movie is going to be called Starfighter, and it's going to be directed by Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine. Which that's also what I'm excited about too. So you got Ryan Gosling, Sean Levy, new Star Wars movie. I can't wait. That's gonna be a fun and exciting movie to come out. I just hope that they step away from the Force and the Skywalkers and Darth Vader. Like just do what they did with Solo and just focus on a good, maybe a heist movie or like a Macbeth sort of story set in the Star Wars universe. That's where I think that Star Wars is really highlighted as like a revered sort of...
There's so much content around that isn't movies though, that don't focus on the Force. And stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean that's like when you get into like the books and like comics.
Well, the series, like The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian still has the Force in it, though. Like what I liked about Solo was like
no Force. I want it to be a Star Wars movie. You don't even know it's a Star Wars movie.
Correct.
That's called
Rogue One. Doesn't have
the creator. He does have it. Rogue One absolutely has the Force in it.
Does it? Well, the main characters
I am
aren't.
one with the Force. The Force is with me. I am one with the Force. The Force is
it's a
with me.
side character though.
It's in the movie.
But they doesn't actually use the Force. It's just
And
in
how
a
did he
belief
not
system.
die? And he's blind. Huh?
Yo, this bit again.
Tell me.
You talking to me?
On paper. No.
I mean, I
Write it down.
Okay, well, I don't have a pen and paper, but yeah, I think that this is going to be an exciting new movie that will revitalize the Star Wars franchise. Get rid of I know everyone is.
Is Disney paying you? It feels like you're promoting, like you're pretty hard. Like
yeah.
I'm very excited because no one hates Star Wars more
Yeah,
than
I'm wearing a bandana from a liquor store. And I'm getting paid by Disney.
no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
No, I don't hate Star Wars, but I hate that there is such a great idea placed in front of me and it's not utilized correctly. So but I'll take what I can get. I'm not much of a curmudgeon as I used to be when it comes to the Star Wars franchise. But with Ryan Gosling, I was thinking about this with Blade Runner 2049, like how I was very, very cautious about that movie because I like Blade Runner. And I think that was a movie that I didn't think even needed a sequel. And when I heard there was a sequel coming out, I was like, oh, here we go again. And
Again, there was only one movie.
well, not with the Blade Runner, but like, like with that Blade Runner 2049 came out like when everything was like being like rebooted. similarly to the Star Wars franchise, like that was coming out too, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, we're getting a Blade Runner movie. And so I was thinking to myself, well, Ryan Gosling did really great in Blade Runner 2049. I'm sure he will kill it in a Star Wars movie. It's called Star Wars Starfighter, so I have to assume he's probably going to be a pilot. He's probably going to have a pal that's an alien, and it's just going to be a fun adventure movie that I can't wait that comes out.
So it's gonna be like Solo.
Probably.
I mean, that's all speculative, anyways.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's my speculation. I mean, I could be completely
It's gonna be a fun romp.
I can be.
It's gonna be actually could be dark.
Well, it's supposed to come out in 2027, so it's
a year of fun.
So
They already proclaimed it.
yeah. So it should be a great time. I mean, so
We know nothing about it though.
Tyler's already made up his mind in his head. That's how he has his way.
It's gonna be good.
Well, actually, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that though, is because that the sequel. So I was thinking about this when I read this story this morning. That me and my family, we're big fans of Star Wars and the Indiana Jones series. And
Tyler famously gave The Last Jedi 6 out of 10 Baby Yodas.
But really, what
So quiet. Can you turn that boost that? What does it even say?
Oh, you want to play it again?
Yeah, what is it?
Fuck, I should have lied! No!
I should have lied.
Yeah.
What's that from?
I don't know.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, well, what I really wanted to bring up the point of the story, though, is because what I was thinking about this morning is that, objectively, the sequel trilogy of Star Wars that came up. Okay.
Yes, we know what you're talking about.
It's more so that these movies create memories rather than them being objectively good. With my family to watch a new Star Wars movie, I have a great time.
And you remember it?
I remember going to the theaters to see it.
Unless I'm on cocaine, then I don't remember.
But you don't remember having a good time.
No, what? No, I'm saying that the movie creates the experience. So, like, I'm thinking.
Now you're just talking about going to the movies with your family.
That's the whole point that I'm trying to make.
So it doesn't
But
apply.
it has to be a Star Wars movie, though.
Yes, because that's okay.
That's the movie you go with your whole family to see.
Right. So the point I'm making is that, okay, yeah, people probably are not excited about a new Star Wars movie under Kathleen Kennedy's, okay. All right. Well, I had this whole discussion, but I know we're running on time.